I had high hopes for you, Zach. Look at my face, Zach. Do I look satisfied? Hmm? 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 I didn't think so. The movie is not terrible. But if you've seen all the rest of the reviews on YouTube, Schmoes Know, Chris Stuckman, Jeremy Johns, I watch all those guys. Shout out to them. Doubt they're gonna see this, but shout out to them. I'm just getting out of the movie, 6:20 show, and I went early. And look at this. I'm out in the rain, y'all, to see Batman v Superman. And for the most part, let me first start by saying I do not read comics, but I'm a fan of Batman and Superman, and now Wonder Woman. I like all of them. I have no bias. Actually, that's a lie. I got a little bit of bias against Superman, but I still like Superman. Okay, let me break it down for you guys. Main characters. Let's start off with Lex Luthor, Jesse Eisenberg. If you guys were worried about him from the trailers and all the pictures you saw of him before this release, this isn't going to help it. The first time I saw the trailer where he first runs into Batfleck and Superman, and he's all jumpy and jittery, I thought the Riddler. If any of you have seen Batman Forever, greatest Batman of all time, he's like that for the majority of the movie, and it doesn't work for me. Some people may like it. His acting is not bad, but his style of acting for Lex Luthor, I wasn't a fan of. Me, like most people probably are, I was a huge fan of the Lex Luthor from Smallville on the CW way back in the day. It was like 3 years ago, maybe 5. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, there's really about Lex Luthor. He's a real focal point of the movie, like you would expect. And he's good. I don't want to say he's bad, but he's annoying. Like, you'll get annoyed of him. And like I said, I don't read the comic books, so I don't know if there's ever been an iteration of him in the comic books where he's dorky and annoying like he is in this movie. But you're going to get it here. As far as Ben Affleck goes, to me, he was perfect. He's jacked out of his mind. Just like you see, like, for that small second in the trailer, he's freaking huge. And the first time they kind of introduced Batman, it was creepy. Like, I was kind of scared sitting in my seat. He's not a little kid's Batman. Little kids aren't going to be running to the toy store wanting Batman v Superman Batman. They're gonna cry and they're gonna have nightmares. But I loved him. For any of you that were scared that he wasn't gonna be good, or like I was when they first announced him as Batman, he's great in it. So I have no complaints about him. Wonder Woman, she kind of got shafted, I think, a little bit. She wasn't in the film enough. She didn't have many lines at all, to be honest, but when she was on the screen, she was great, and I think everybody that sees the movie will like her a lot. So, kudos to them for that, and I'm psyched for her movie that's going to come out. I think that might be the most psyched, or the best thing that came out of this film is, I know she's getting her own solo film, so I can't wait for that. Henry Cavill, I thought he was great too. Same thing you got in Man of Steel, which, to be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of when I actually first saw the film. But I watched it I've seen the film probably 5 times. And the more and more I saw that one, I became more of a fan. So, if you were a fan of Henry Cavill in that, or you grew on it like I did, he's just as good in this one. Lois Lane, Amy Adams. She's pretty much good in everything she does, in my opinion. She's no different in this. Very good performance. I didn't necessarily like her role in the film because they turned her into a damsel in distress. Typical superhero movie. But in the context of the film, I didn't like the way they did that. Now, Doomsday, I know everybody was worried about him. They didn't want to see him in the trailer. They thought they showed way too much. But for the amount he was in the movie that they actually showed of him in action, I thought he was awesome. Like, I don't have the experience to say he's as good as the comics, or I haven't even seen the Doomsday animated movie, so I can't really speak on that. But from what I saw of him in the film, I was satisfied with him. I thought it was really cool seeing him on the film and fighting Superman and everything, so I had no problems with that. And oh my God, just to just to touch on the Dawn of Justice, the way they introduced all the characters, I was looking for a lot more. I felt like they shoehorned that in. It was rushed, plain and simple. Spoilers. I'll put spoilers in the title, but they're sent. Like, Bruce gets this file from Lex Luthor, and he decrypts it, and there's like little videos of each of the heroes in action, or a photo in Wonder Woman's case. But the other ones, there's like a video of Flash stopping a guy robbing a convenience store at gunpoint. There's one of Aquaman like coming out of the shadows of a boat, which was weird. I thought it looked stupid. And how did they reveal Cyborg? They just showed like in-office clips of his father trying to save him. His body's all torn apart. He's just like a torso in his head. And then they show him obviously turn into Cyborg. And I mean, I guess if they would have shown them in different ways, they just showed them all in a row, and it was stupid to me. I'm happy to see all those characters because I like all of them, but the way I didn't feel like they did them justice the way they introduced them. But that's just me. Someone else might like it, so yeah, to each his own. And to be honest, people before, when they first heard about this movie, they were saying, oh, DC's just doing this to catch up to Marvel. They're falling behind. They're getting their butts kicked. So that's why they're making this movie. I didn't feel that way. But watching this movie, I kind of felt that way. I started to feel that way. And it's just disappointing, I guess. That's the one word I would use to sum up this movie, was underwhelmed. Unfortunately. But don't get me wrong, it's still, you still get to see 2, 3, if you count Wonder Woman, of the best superheroes of ever put in the comics on screen together, which is pretty cool, and it's a cool experience. But the film as a whole, like the schmoes know, they said it. I was like, how can you be so entertained by a movie, but the film is so bad? I get it now. And I completely understand what they were talking about. I guess to sum up everything, the cohesion of the movie, it was off. That was my main problem with it. Due to editing, due to storyline, and all that. And Zack Snyder's known for having very pretty movies visually, and his storylines or plots being lackluster, and that was kind of the case here. If you read the comics, you're not gonna see anything in this movie that's gonna blow your mind, I don't think. Let me know down below if there is, after seeing the movie, because like I said, I don't read them, but maybe I should. Let me know where I should start if I even did decide to start reading comics. But yeah. So to me, if I had to say so right now, for all you Marvel fans, you're gonna have some bragging rights, because I think Civil War is gonna be better than this one, because I think they'll be able to put together the conflict between Captain America and Tony Stark all together in a storyline a lot better than they did here with everything they had going on. Like, I'm not gonna get into that. I'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, I'm excited for that. And entertaining, just wasn't up to par for me story-wise. And some of the portrayals of the characters, mainly Lex Luthor, let me down a little bit. But the best thing by far that comes out of this movie, if you guys watch Angry Joe, he's a huge Superman fan. If you're not familiar with him, and he's gonna flip out. I know he's gonna hate this movie, and I can't wait to see his review. Maybe if I see it again, my opinion will change. But right now, that's how I'm feeling. Civil War, come up to the plate. I hope you don't let us down. Check you guys in my next review. Thanks for watching. And hopefully in better surroundings. Y'all see I'm in my car right now. Fresh out the movie theater, so maybe next time I'll have a red curtain and a blazer on. Peace.